Hey guys, thank you for joining me once again at the Table of Truth. This is the place where we talk about the truth and nothing but the truth. And we help you find your true truth. I am excited about today's video, guys. It is talking about relationships and understanding when is a relationship at its end. I want to start off by saying what a relationship is. And put my disclaimer out there that I'm not talking about all types of relationships. I'm talking about mostly non-platonic relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, marriage, that type of relationship. A relationship is supposed to be something where you are becoming and evolving into the very best version of yourself. When you're in a relationship, you should be enjoying date nights, you should be enjoying one another, you should be enjoying each other physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. These are the things that curtail a relationship. These are the basis and the foundation of a relationship. However, behind and underneath and right underneath that foundation is another foundation. A foundation of you becoming the best version of yourself and they becoming the best version of themselves. You coming into a relationship, you are bringing your strengths, your weaknesses, your abilities, and your knowledge. And so is the other person. And it's supposed to be a mutual interaction and exchange of all of those things. Where I'm weak at, my partner should be strong at. And if we're both weak in those areas, we should be helping one another become better in those areas, whatever those weaknesses are. Where my strengths are and my partner is weak or not as strong in one area, then I should be bringing my knowledge to them so that they can be better at whatever it is that I'm bringing to the table. If I'm better at balancing the checkbook, but my partner's not, then I need to let her know, hey, let's go ahead and sit down. Let's talk about this or whatever. Let me show you some things that I've learned along the way. And she should be willing to learn it because she should be wanting to be the best version of herself. She should be like, okay, babe, let's do that. And I'm now giving her something that she didn't have before. It's that give and take. Very important point about a relationship is the beginning. In the beginning, most people send out their representative to meet this person. They put their best foot forward. They try to hide all of the things that will be considered negative about themselves. That is a problem. You should not send your representative in. Be who you are from the beginning. Let the person have the right to choose from the beginning whether or not they want to be in this relationship with you. When we lie, because when you send a representative in, that's what you're doing. You're lying in essence. When you lie to a person, you done started the foundation off wrong to begin with. Give them the truth, and nothing but the truth. Will people always like the bad of us? No, of course not. Would I like the bad in other people? Not necessarily. But when somebody's willing to go the long haul with you because they know who you authentically are, that's a relationship worth fighting for and having. Not when, I met the representative, now 8 months later, I'm just now meeting who you really are. In the beginning, I didn't know that you were dead broke. Now you telling me because you was whining and dining me in the beginning, and now I'm coming into this relationship and I'm like, oh my God, you're going to be a financial burden on me. That's because you lied. That's not fair to the person you're getting into a relationship with. Tell the truth, guys. Be honest. Yo, when I met my queen, I was going through a terrible time in life. I didn't hide anything from her. I let her know where I was emotionally. She knew where I was financially. She knew where I was mentally. She had the option of staying or leaving. I gave that to her. We built the best foundation ever on the truth. And I also received that from her. I got her truth. So when we was up late nights for 4 or 5 hours on the phone, 'cause that's what happens in the beginning, you're on the phone 4 or 5 hours, I let her know, hey, let's have some serious conversations. It's all good to have all the nice and fluffy conversations and nice pillow talk. And it's all good. But at the end of the day, let's have some serious conversations. Let's see if we're really building a foundation here. Let us talk about how do we know when a relationship has come to its end. Point number 1, when there's more pain than peace. If you are suffering, and I mean suffering emotionally, And you don't understand why you feel like you're not growing as a person and your relationship is not growing. You guys are always at each other's throats. You don't seem to have peace in that relationship. Yeah, that's a problem. What are you holding on to? The only thing we can do is protect our own peace. I can't give you peace, but I need to protect mine. And I shouldn't always wake up with that gut-wrenching feeling of, oh, what is it going to be today? Oh, what are we going to fight about today? Nah, that's not cool, guys. When there's more pain than peace, you have a problem. It's time to reevaluate this relationship. Point number 2. Only one person is giving and one person is taking. That's not a relationship, guys. Both should be giving. Whether it's financial, emotionally, physically, both should be partnered up. And people like to say 50-50 in a relationship to make it 100. Nah, 100-100. 100-100. Bring 100 of you, and I'll bring 100% of me, and let's make this work. Let's make this magic. If you're the person that's doing all the giving, and you feel like you're this empty glass of water, you want to drink, but you're parched and you're thirsty because you don't have anything in your cup. Because the person that you're with is not pouring into your cup. Or if they're pouring, it's drip, drip, drip. You know how long it's going to take to quench your thirst? Nah, that's not cool. And that's not a relationship that's worth staying in. It's supposed to be 2 people doing this. And if you're not doing this, it's time to reevaluate. Point number 3. You don't know who you are. You done lost yourself in this relationship. The things you like to do, the things you aspired to do from the beginning, when the beginning in a relationship, you probably had that conversation of what you want to do with the rest of your life. And all of a sudden, you're in this relationship, and after time, you're like, well, I'm not doing anything that I love to do. I'm not doing anything that I want to do, and I'm not doing anything that I'm supposed to be doing. You have completely interjected yourself into someone else's life. You're supporting them, you're supporting their visions, you're supporting their dreams, and yours is someplace in Neverland, because it's never going to happen. If you've lost yourself in a relationship, you need to go find yourself, because now you don't have anything to give. It has to be balanced. You can't lose your friends, kick them to the curb, because if this relationship ends, you won't need them again, you know? Stay who you authentically are. The things you like to do, continue doing those things. It's cool to have date nights. It's cool to have time. And, of course, in the beginning, you're, I just want to spend all my time with you. I want to be on the phone with you 18 hours a day. I just want to wake up to you. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. But when you lose yourself in that process, it becomes very difficult to get yourself back. You can't lose yourself. I'm a fisher. I love fishing. My queen doesn't like fishing. But you know what she says to me? Hey, I don't like fishing. But you know what? I love reading. I could take my book when we go to the pond. While you fish, I could read my book. So she said, we're there. We're together. However, you're doing what you love to do. I'm doing what I love to do. But we have time together. I'm not going to lose myself in this relationship. I have done that before where I just completely didn't know who I was. I actually had to go find me first and then get a new relationship because I just didn't know who I was anymore. That's not a good feeling, guys. When you don't know who you are. All the things that you love to do, you should be doing that. Number 4, very important, guys. When it's abuse. Abuse could be physical. Obviously, somebody's getting their behind whooped. That's abuse. How is that enhancing your life? Physical abuse does nothing. It leaves scars and emotional pains. And so abuse is not a good thing in any relationship. But if you're being abused in a relationship, I can tell you now that relationship is already over. Already over. If there's financial abuse, how can there be financial abuse? If someone's controlling you through money, control is the key word. Controlling you through money. And that's the only reason why you're there. The relationship is over. There is no relationship. I'm going to control you. You need me. You know? And when that happens, yeah, you're going to have some issues. Mental abuse. When someone's constantly beating you up mentally. They're not raising you higher. They're pushing you down. By berating you, by telling you what you're not, what you're never going to be, how worthless you are. And you don't have to use those terms in order to be abusive mentally. But when you are always downing somebody, or someone's always downing you, that is mental abuse. No abuse in a relationship if you want to be in a healthy, loving, and happy relationship. It just doesn't happen. Number 5, y'all not growing anymore. Sometimes relationships are not turbulent, not abusive. It's just at a stalemate. You don't know why you're there anymore. You're not growing personally anymore. The relationship together, collectively, you're not growing anymore. And you just stalemated. If that happens, it's maybe time for you to take what you got from out of that relationship and find your soulmate, find the person that's going to help you become the better version of yourself. When you stop growing, it is time to exit stage left. Because a relationship, you should be constantly growing, constantly shifting, constantly changing, constantly being challenged in a relationship. Now, does that mean that you're going to have a problem-free relationship? No. It just means that you have to work through the contrast in the relationship. So are there going to be issues? Absolutely. You're going to have issues that you're going to have to work through. And if you have two parties that's willing to work through those issues and those contrasts, and you're bringing 100 and 100, and both of y'all saying, okay, this is where we are, and this is where we want to go, and we're on the same page, and this is where we're headed, you're in a very good foundational relationship as it relates to let's build together. Let's grow together. Let's do this thing called life together. All right? Those are my 5 tips, guys. Those are my 5 points as to how to know when a relationship has ran its course and it's time to exit stage left. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Share, subscribe, and like. Till the next video.